Gamers, what's good? It is finally time for this brand new event. Well, for you at least. The event has not started yet for me, but as per usual, whenever there's a new event, we like to do a what should you play, where people from my Discord send me different lists, different replays, and we can look at them, you know, maybe give you some ideas of what you could play for the event. Now, first and foremost, we can just talk about these loner decks really quick because they're actually quite good. All of them have 3 copies of Ghost Mourner. Keep in mind, a lot of your hand traps are banned for this event because, of course, you're only allowed to have wind and water monsters. But Ghost Mourner is basically Effect Veiler on special summon. And yeah, a lot of people probably don't have this hand trap because most people probably just have Veiler instead. So yeah, if you don't have it, honestly, people that do have it will be at a slight advantage, and you might be better off just running one of these loners. I mean, they're really good loner decks all in all. I mean, the Ghoti one is really good. The Speedroid one is also really good. And so is this one here, the Ice Barrier one. It's solid. It's not perfect. These ratios are pretty, they're pretty scuffed. Like, I'm pretty confident you'll get by fine off of just loners. So, you know, you don't necessarily have to make your own deck. But, you know, a lot of people, they use these events as an opportunity to try something new or build something different. And so for that, we have these what should you plays. Now, very quickly, before we get into the replays and everything, I just want to show you, you know, the staples that you can rely on for this event. So, I mean, Droll is an SR hand trap, so you might as well run Droll this event. I mean, you don't have a lot of hand traps to choose from, so why not? If you have it, of course, you're going to be running the Ghost Mourner because, again, it's basically a Veiler on special summon, and you don't have Veiler. Then you have, like, Imperm. That's a good hand trap, and Evenly. I barely counts as a hand trap, but it is a good board breaker. In fact, you know, a lot of these board breakers are really solid. I highly recommend back row removal, board breakers, or Evenly, just because I think Paleozoic is without a doubt going to be the best deck in the event. You know, those weird Paleozoic piles. We're going to see one of those lists very shortly, but they're really, really annoying to play against, and you're really going to have 2 options. I mean, you could just scoop against them to not have to deal with a super long, like 30-minute duel. Just move on to the next one. You know, there's no penalty for scooping in these events. So personally, that's what I would probably do, is I would just scoop against those Paleozoic decks. But if you really want to fight them and try to beat them, then I do recommend running some back row removal. These 2 kaijus here are going to be legal. So, you know, Gadarla, Gamma Seal, if you want to run a kaiju, you know, you have those options. And I mean, Called By might be worth if your deck hard loses to Droll, because most people are probably going to run it. And I mean, Crossout, I guess Crossout is decent. I mean, it's pretty damn predictable what hand traps people are going to be running. As for the extra deck, I mean, Water does have this little generic thing here where they can go Anemone to lock themselves into water, and then use Zealantis to banish everything. And because you can't special summon anything else than water, if you're playing against a wind deck, basically none of their monsters will be able to come back. So that's kind of a neat play. And then for wind monsters, there is this generic link right here. It's really just basically a DD Crow on legs. Anyway, let's move on to the lists. All right, so first up here from Kinohara, we have Paleozoic. And this is not a standard build of Paleozoic at all. You don't need to be running this many monsters. But if I'm going to show you a Paleozoic list, I'll at least show a somewhat interesting one. So this is a Graydle Paleozoic list with some interesting Unchained tech in here as well. It's cute. It's cute. It looks interesting. It's Paleozoic. I'm not a huge fan of this deck, but I do think that Paleozoic will be the best deck in the event, just because, honestly, it does a little bit too much, and, you know, stalling out the game. There's not that many ways of breaking boards. There's not that many crazy explosive plays. The format is quite limited in terms of power level. So I do think if you're playing this deck, even though your games are going to be really long, you probably are going to be playing the best deck of the event. So with that being said, let's go check out the replay. Okay, so I'm looking at this replay here, and it's a 10-turn replay, and we have a lot of decks to cover today. So we're not going to do a Paleozoic replay. Look, if you don't know how Paleozoic plays, just check out Joshua Schmidt. He will tell you all about it. We're not doing a 10-turn replay. Sorry. All right, so for this next one here, we're going to do one of the wind decks. So shout out to Dylan. We have Speedroid. I think Speedroid is going to be one of the better wind picks, if not the best pick for wind, honestly. I mean, maybe Dragoonity is the best, but I don't think anyone owns Dragoonity. this one's not super popular, but I think more people have Speedroid than they have Dragoonity, and it's definitely a very, very solid deck. It's a good combo deck, you know, consistent, a lot of gas, you know, a lot of extenders, a lot of ways to play it. So yeah, I definitely think you're definitely gonna see at least a couple Speedroid players, and you just can't go wrong with it. So let's go check out the replay. By the way, I did forget to mention all the lists in this video will be linked in the description. So yeah, if you want to try any of these lists out, you'll be able to find them there. And let's see here. We're going first. We've got Terratop, Takatomborg, Ultra Hound. We're starting off with the Terratop, searching out the Rubber Band Plane, Special Takatomborg, Special Rubber Band Plane, Special Ultra Hound, Dump, Duplicate, Target, Ultra Hound, Special Summon itself as a monster, and go into Rubber Band Shooter. So we're going to go for Rubber Band Shooter here, banishing the Tengu, revealing 2 cards, dumping 1, and adding to hand the double Yo-Yo. Then we get the special from the deck, the Red-Eyed Dice, change its level to 2, go into Cork Shooter effect, special summon the 2 materials from the grave. Then we're going to use the Red-Eyed Dice again, make it level 4, and go into Hagoita. Using these 2, we can go into a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which is a really strong monster negate. Go for the High Speedroid Rubber Yo-Yo, special, the Red-Eyed Dice, target, and go into a Martial Metal Marcher, target the Cork Shooter in the grave. Then we get to trigger Hagoita, special summon it, go into another copy of Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, activate the Speedroid Den, summon Red-Eyed Dice again to summon, I don't even know what that card was, and make a Stardust Warrior. What was that card? Tengu the Winged Mayakashi. Oh my god, we summoned a Mayakashi, and we went into Stardust Warrior. I'm not really familiar with this card, so let me just read it real quick. If your opponent would special summon a monster, you can tribute this card, negate this summon. If you do, destroy that monster. During the end phase, if this effect was activated this turn and was not negated, you can special summon this card from your grave. Damn. A special summon negate type Stardust. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. So let's keep going here. Let's see how it goes. We're playing against Mathmech, seemingly. Oh, it's that build of Mathmech. Anyway, so they're going for the circular here. We're going to go for Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Just shotgun it, pop the circular, just like that. You know, a bit of a shotgun, but it's fine. You know, we have a lot of interruption here. So we're going to go a Draco Utopian Aura to negate the normal summon of Diameter. And I think we pretty much already won here. But yeah, they're going to go for a Sigma. We negate Sigma. They set 2. Shout out to... Oh, okay, Orca of Snow, Snowy Orca. I see. So this was probably your second account just to show your deck in action, right? Fair enough. So going for a Super Factorial here to summon a Laplacian. Then we get to negate the summon of Laplacian. And we get called by Feels Bad Man. So Laplacian effect, detach. We're going to negate. And then we're going to negate the negate. But they do get to protect from destruction. Anyway, we're going to go for a battle here and clear it out. Interesting little replay there. Sorry if that was a little bit confusing. I'm actually not super familiar with Speedroid, so I was trying my best to keep up, but I don't know all the cards. I'm not going to lie. I probably look stupid as hell doing that. Anyway, moving on. Now entering truly based territory, we have the best deck of all time, Penguins, being mixed with basically Sea Serpents, I guess, like just... like a bunch of different good Sea Serpents. Akechidrips told me, you know, this deck makes a lot of rank 3s and some silly synchro plays. I mean, just looking at the list, I can't really tell what the synergy is, so I'm just gonna go check out the replay right now. All right, let's see these penguins in action, bro. I want to see some penguin action. We've got Emperor in hand, Ice Jade Tremora, Moria of Greed, Deep Sea Diva, and Ice Jade Manifestation. Very good hand. Oh, shuffling back the Emperor, very sad. So shuffling 2 to draw 3, summoning out the Deep Sea Diva. We get Ash Blossomed. We're going to go Called By on the Ash Blossom. Keep in mind, you're never getting Ash during the event. This was in Ranked, I believe. Summoning out the Guitar Gurnards. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Oh, playing against Ghoti, actually. So we're going to go into a Deep Sea Prima Donna, summoning out the No Penguin from the deck with the Prima Donna. And then we can go ahead and synchro into Cheng Ying, trigger the Prima Donna. We can summon out the A grind, get an Ice Jade Cradle, search Tremora. Then we can go Tremora to special summon out the Polar Penguin. Polar Penguin activates on special summon to bounce, and then we get to summon out the No Penguin from the grave, and that makes it so we can banish the Zep instead. Then we go for Anemone. Anemone, bring back a monster to make Xyz Armor Torpedo. Armor Torpedo, draw a card. Draw into Armor Penguin's pretty good. Go into Xyz Armor Fortress. Armor Fortress, detach 2 to search both the Armored Xyz and the Full Armored Xyz. Then we go into Crystal Zero Lancer, and then into Dark Knight Lancer. Wait, really? I mean, that makes for, I mean, hey, that makes for a big Dark Knight Lancer. I mean, I can't really hate. Then we activate Armored Exceeds on the Dark Knight Lancer, equipping it with an Armored Torpedo, which makes it untargetable. We have full Armored Exceeds, but I'm not really sure what we can summon with it. So, yeah, a little bit weird, but you know, it is what it is. It feels like we have like basically no interruption right now, but we are playing against Ghoti, and we have the Changing on the field, so that might be good enough. I'm not sure. Let's fast forward a bit here. They get to summon out the White Sunfish, White Sardine, go into Stealth Kraken. Oh yeah, by the way, I mean, obviously Ghoti is also going to be a really good pick for this event. I think that goes without saying. So we summon out the Agrind from the grave. Ash is already negated from last turn with Called By. Summoning out the Paces and summoning out the Leaf Fish from hand. We get to use our Changing here, remove some cards from the field. They're going to go into an Anemone into Abyss Keeper. Abyss Keeper, special a Fish from hand. Enoch. Special out the Zep, but Zep is negated. Then they're going to go into White Aura Whale to wipe the whole board, but we can protect our own monster with Cheng-Ying. Then they're going to go ahead and remove 2 cards and just scoop it up. All right, I mean, the replay was fine. We almost saw some Penguin action. You didn't make the Penguin Brave, which is a little bit disappointing. But, I mean, you did activate no Penguin once in the duel, so I guess that counts as Penguin action, right? So another win deck that should be a solid pick is, of course, Majespecter. Majespecter is completely wind, except for the one water monster, which is Dynamite Power Load. And yeah, I mean, it's just a solid option. I don't think it's the best ever, because normally with this deck, you want to search like a really good field spell. And right now, like the best like floodgate field spell you have is Summon Breaker, where during the main phase 1, if the turn player successfully conducts their 3rd summon of a monster, it becomes the end phase. So it's like a weaker summon limit. And it only works during the main phase 1, which basically means that they can just go to main phase 2 if they want to keep summoning or whatever. So yeah, that's a pretty big downside for the deck, as a deck that's supposed to search a floodgate field spell. But other than that, I mean, the deck does have its whole engine, and because the power level of the format is much lower, a card like Kirin, for example, is going to shine a lot brighter, or even like their flash spell or their trap cards are still going to be putting in a good amount of work. And the deck is quite consistent now thanks to its Link 2. So I think it should be pretty well situated for the event. You know, not something I would craft for it, but if you have it, why not? All right, so let's check out Majespecter in action. Hopefully we get the full combo line here. I believe the replay was collected in ranked, which definitely makes it harder for this deck, which is very susceptible to interruption normally on the Link summon. But here we go. So Majespecter Raccoon going Yamarashi, special summon it. That's a Porcupine to make our Nue. If Nue doesn't get interrupted, we should be doing decent here. We get to add 2 from our extra deck to our hand and put 2 different names in our extra deck face up. Then we can scale up and just pen summon a bunch. Summon out the Crow, summon out the Kiwi, summon out the Nekomata, and okay, we just get to trigger everything. We plus like crazy off of this Pendulum summon. So set Tempest, search Tornado, search Majespecter Wind, make the Majespecter Draco, summon out the Pegasus. Pegasus can search a field spell by discarding a card. We make another Draco, we activate the Summon Breaker, search the Bunbuku. And at this point, you know, if we tribute anything on the field, we're going to get to trigger the Majespecter Draco twice because it is not a once per turn. So here they go. They're going for the Imseti, Glory, Horus, whatever. And we're just going to negate that. Now we're going to get to actually special summon twice from our deck using the Majespecter Draco. Get to summon out a Kirin, which is untargetable and can, you know, remove cards on the field. We also use a card here to remove the Imseti again. And at this point, they're going for a Rhino Heart, going for a Fusion into Kit Kalos. Kit Kalos hits the field. We're going to go for Kirin, bouncing the Kit. That's definitely very smart here. And now, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They're going for a Black Rose Dragon, just wiping everything away. We do get to scale up our Majespecter Draco. They're going to go for a Tear Cache Mill 3, search Solic, and they're just going to pass turn here. Okay. Damn, we made it by the skin of our teeth here. Let's see how we can bring it back here. So scale up a Majesty Pegasus, summon out the Bunbuku. They're going to negate it. We're going to go for a... Oh, well, they didn't negate it. They just activated Solic. But then we get to just do our thing. We special summon, and they just scoop it up. Honestly, a pretty good showing, especially considering you were playing against Tier Limit in Ranked. So I really can't hate. I'm impressed you won, especially because this is literally a gimped Majespector list. Props to you. Anyway. Moving on. Next up, let's do another water list, and this one is likely to be one of the more popular decks you'll see in the event. Ghoti is a really strong deck, and as you can see here in the main deck, there's basically no Ghoti URs that you need. Even the field spell, which is run at 1 in this list, you can basically not run at all. It's really not a necessary card whatsoever. So yeah, Ghoti is pretty cheap. You'll want like 2 of the big Deep Beyond, you know, if you really want to go in on this deck, but you also could just play the loner worst case if you really want to play Ghoti. Now, with that being said, Fusion Matrix did not provide me with a replay for Ghoti, and surprisingly no one else did. So look, if you want to check out this deck, I actually do cover like the new Ghoti stuff in the last video we just dropped, so you can go check that out if you really want to see this deck in action, if you're not exactly sure how the lines work and you wanted to try it. But as for now, we're just going to move on to the next deck. So this list here from Pkmntraynor is pretty saucy. It is Mermail Atlantean. You know, it's a water deck. It's a really good one at that. You know, they have the hand looping stuff that they can do, and you know, they can pretty consistently set up some synchros as well. So it's definitely a really solid combo deck for the event, no question about it. Let's just go check out the replay. I know these combos can be pretty long-winded, so hopefully I can keep up. I'm not super familiar with this archetype, but either we're going to go for Deep Sea Diva, summon out Neptibus, dump the Dragoon, search Dragoons, Dragoons engraved, search Lapis. Lapis was added to hand, so you get to summon it and go into a Stardust Charge Warrior. Charge Warrior gets a draw. We draw into our one of hand trap. Very good. Not one of, but I mean like one of the few hand traps you have. Either way, Axel, bring back the Deep Sea Diva, go into A Grind. Trigger, we're going to get to summon out the Ran A Grind and search Abyss Megalo from the deck using our Dragoons. Then we get the effect of Sekka's Light to banish this card from grave, reveal a monster in hand, shuffle into the deck, draw a card. Pretty good. So we banish, shuffle, get a draw. Fair enough. Activate Megalo, discarding 2 Mermails from hand to special summon it. And then we're going to go for the graveyard effect of Neptibus, targeting Dragoon, bring it back to the field, and go into a Abyssalacia, which I believe can just search a Mermail during opponent's turn. Yeah, by discarding a card. Okay, perfect. Our opponent is playing Samorg? Or, okay, playing Lyrilusk. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So anyway, on summon of their Samorg, we're going to chain A-Grind, and they're going to chain the Swallow's Nest. Maybe trying to dodge the Banish, but the Banish still goes through, so we will get our effect of Changing here after they get Cobalt Sparrow. We're going to fast forward a little bit here, so we get to banish the Cobalt, banish the Swallow's Nest. They grab a Sapphire Swallow. Go into Talents, we get to search with our Abyssalacia, and they grab our A-Grind. We get the effect in the grave of A-Grind banishing. Oh, it banishes every name in the grave. I did not know that. Okay, so Jadistic here is spamming the field with level 1s, trying probably to go for like a assembled Nightingale FTK or OTK, whatever, but we do negate it on summon, so we are safe from that for now, and we get back our A-Grind in the end phase. So now we're in a pretty damn good position. We just drop a Kaiju right over the Lyrilusk here, summon out a Arcthis. We will get a draw from Arcthis here, and we're going to get to trigger our Tidal in the grave, banishing it in another water to summon a Tidal, and then we can just banish a bunch of cards and go right in for lethal. Pretty damn good replay, honestly. I really enjoyed that one. That was a good replay. Really impressive deck. I'm not going to lie. Kind of scary. Being able to like consistently set up Changing plus A-Grind on turn 1 is pretty insane because they have really good synergy together, considering, you know, A-Grind will get cards banished and then you'll get the effect of Changing to remove cards from the field and grave. It's a really nice combo to have. So yeah, good replay. All right, and this one I find really cool and really interesting. It's basically a wind pile deck coming in from Kinohara. Considering that Carrie is water and Leon is wind, it works pretty well. The synchro is not wind, unfortunately, so you don't get to run the synchro, but you do get to run the XCs. So, you know, you have Chariot Carry, and you can definitely do some decent things with these cards right here. I'm very interested, though, because this is just a pile. Like, for example, running the Adventure engine without the Griffin, because the Griffin is banned for this event, is pretty weird. So yeah, I don't even know really how to tackle this list. When I'm looking at it, I have no clue what you're really trying to do. So I'm just gonna go check out the replay and let's see how it's working. All right, so let's see that wind pile in action. I really want to know what the hell is going on here. So many random engines just slapped together in here. Of course you draw both O Lions. You love to see it. Love to see it. You have Auroradon, but what for, right? So anyway, going for a quick draw Synchron here, getting a token from the discard of Lion. We get to go into our rubber band and trigger the Lion here in grave to summon out the Lion from the hand and make ourselves a Phantom Beast Auroradon. Are we running a third Lion or something? We get 3 tokens here. Okay, no, but we're going for Nemesis Umbrella. Oh, shuffling back the Lion, and then we can use the effect of Auroradon to summon that Lion. Okay, that's pretty goofy. Making a Battle Wasp Azusa, and then we can go into an Axel Synchro Stardust. Axel, bring back the Lion again, and go into a Changying, after which we can go ahead and summon out our Leon, make ourselves an Xyz Armor Torpedo, search. Oh, wait, no, we just drew into Water Enchantress. We're just better. Okay, my bad. Now we're going for Rite of Aramis here. We did not activate an effect on normal summon, so we do get to use it. Make ourselves an Xyz Armor Fortress, and then we get to trigger Fateful Adventure, grab Draco back from the deck, grab a Water Enchantress, discarding Draco back. Draco back will then equip itself, of course, to the Adventure token. Then we can go for Xyz Armor Fortress, searching out a full armored Xyz. We can special out the Water Enchantress from the hand here, and we're just going to set the full armored Xyz. Okay, interesting. I mean, you know, we have a Suck and a Changying. That's definitely not bad. We just got super polyed. That's an atrocity right there. What the? Wait, what? That is an Aqua Monster. That is the craziest use of Super Poly I've ever seen. We just Super Polyed into Egyptian God Slime using Changying. That's actually crazy. Low-key, this is a Fretchin showcase right now. This is insane. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so we go for the full armored Xyz in grave, equipping the Lance with Torpedo, and then we get to suck up the Egyptian God Slime, and they're going to go for Toll. Which, what the heck? This is a 60 card pile. What the hell is this? Gora Turtle, Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, and Super Poly? Are you kidding me? Anyway, we just swing for game with... Okay. Yeah, okay, I guess it just works. What the hell were you playing against? What the hell was that? It was based. I mean, I give it that. It was pretty based. It was pretty based. All right, so another deck that's definitely going to be very popular for this event will be Ice Barrier. I mean, they just came out with the new support in the latest box. You know, the Mirror Mage is an insane card, and the extra deck can be pretty expensive, but, you know, if you already have a lot of the cards, you can get away with, like, 1 copy of each of the really good ones and, you know, missing out on a couple of them. So this list is coming in from Mazinger, and it seems like a really interesting build. I mean, we have, you know, the Crystal Beast here with the 3 of Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, most likely just to discard off of Revealer. That way we can search our Kyoto Waterfront and I guess potentially set up negates on the Gamma Seal, which is pretty interesting. All in all, this does seem like a really cool list. Also running Mask Change 2 as a way to get some back row removal and potentially dodge an Imperm. It's definitely, you know, it's a cute option, I guess I'll say. It's definitely, it's solid. It's solid. We'll say it's solid. Anyway, let's go check it out. I'm very curious about the replay for this one. This is a nice condensed list. Definitely not running as many engine pieces as a lot of other Ice Barrier lists, but for that, I really like it, and Moz always has the best replays, so let's just go see it. All right, so let's see here. Perfect. So we got 2 Abyss Shark in hand and a Revealer plus 2 Rainbow Bridge. You'll love to see it. So Revealer, discard Rainbow Bridge, summon Mirror Mage, bring out the Abyss Shark, search the Harpooner, graveyard effect of Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. We get to search the Tortoise as well as any field spell. We search the Kyoto Waterfront. Kyoto Waterfront here activates, and then we're going to go ahead and go into a Marincess Coral Anemone, trigger the Mirror Mage of the Ice Barrier to search our Medallion. Medallion can then search the Georges. At this point, we can go for the effect of Anemone, bringing back the Mirror Mage, activate the Kyoto Waterfront to search a Gamma Seal, trigger the Georges in hand, special summoning it, and then we can trigger his effect to bring back the Revealer from the grave. We can go into a Lancia, and then after this, we can use the effect of Mirror Mage, tributing Abyss Shark to summon 3 tokens and increase the level of Mirror Mage to... oh, we didn't increase the level. Okay. So, oh yeah, we did. Okay, so increase it by 3, go into Coral Dragon, and then we can go into Dragite, and we'll get a draw thanks to the Coral Dragon here, which is really nice. Activate Fishborg Harpooner to special summon the Gamma Seal. Okay, and because we have 5 tokens on the Kyoto Waterfront, I do believe we get, what, like 2 Omni Negates? Yeah, we just get 2 Omni Negates here, which is crazy. I think this is one of the few ways to like consistently get Omni Negates. So yeah, respect the mods for that, bro. Setting up the Omni Negates on Gamma Seal. Are we about to beat Snake Eyes with our water-locked Ice Barrier deck? No shot, dude. Okay, no, it's Infernoble. It's Infernoble. Still, now they have to discard a card every time they activate anything because we got Raiho on the field off of our Lancia. They activate Durandal. We're just going to negate Durandal with our Kaiju. And we got another token on here, so now we can do another Omni Negate. So really disgusting stuff. They're going for the Gearfried here, summoning it out. And we're going to get to go for another Lancia, summoning out the Georges here. And then they're going to go for a Baron de Fleur. So pretty good. If they want to pop something, we can just negate it with our Kaiju. And then they're going to go for negate on the Gamma Seal. But Gamma Seal is not even once per chain, so we just get to negate again. Dude, though the Kyoto Gamma Seal stuff is actually so broken. This is so silly. But yeah, so we probably pretty much like cleared it here. Like I don't think, yeah, okay. They're just going to send in pass. Honestly, it's BM to not scoop at this point. Like you should have just scooped. But yeah, so we're just going to go for lethal here. This is a really clean list. I can't even lie. And as always, Maz just doing it again. Super impressive how he always pulls up with some super nice replays. But yeah, this is another great one to add to the books. Honestly, super sick list. All right, and another interesting list we have here from Kenny Pickering is Gishki. I mean, Gishki, you know, they got their support, I think, last year or like really, really early this year. I don't exactly remember, but you know, it's solid support, and the deck is definitely really, really strong. It has a lot of really good options. For example, being able to take away your opponent's monsters as tribute for your own ritual summon. The Eva Gishki Neramanas being just a really, really good monster negate. I mean, there's a lot of things going for this deck, and yeah, it seems like we're just running like a big, pretty generic Link package. Kenny is a really, really good player, so I'm sure this list is awesome. Let's go check out the replay. So we've got Zeal Gygus in hand and a Beautiful Princess as well as Gishki Shadow. So Beautiful summon Grimness. Grimness gets to special out the Abyss. Abyss gets to search out the Gishki Vision. Then we can use these two and go into a Princess Anemone, a Coral Anemone, my bad. So summon out the Gishki Abyss. Gishki Abyss gets to search again because that's not once per turn because we're just crazy like that. Activate Vision to search out the Neramanas. Then we can go for Gishki Shadow, discarding itself to search a ritual spell. So we grab the Aqua Mirror. Activate Vision because this is also not a once per turn because we're just crazy like that. And now we can link away into Area the Water Charmer. We're going to go into Gishki Aqua Mirror to summon out the Neramanas. And at this point, we can go for Neramanas effect, specialing out from the grave our Abyss to yet again get another search a Shadow, trigger the Gishki Aqua Mirror in the grave, shuffle it back to add a ritual monster from our grave to our hand. Special from the deck, the Awakening of the Possessed, get to hand loop our opponent for 1, trigger Gishki Shadow again to add another Aqua Mirror to our hand, activate Aqua Mirror, use one of our cards here as material to summon out a second copy of Neramanas. I do believe the Monster Negate is not a hard once per turn, so we get 2 Monster Negates basically with these two. Then we get to summon Abyss again and get another search again and go for Grimness and shuffle back a ritual spell again to grab our Zeal Gygus back to the hand, go into a Me Starboy, which is going to make our monsters massive, get to trigger the search of Awakening of the Possessed and grab a hand loop in the form of Spiritual Water Art Aoi, which is a really cool card. This is one of my favorite old trap cards. I always love this card. But yeah, honestly, insane setup here. Also, we got 3 Emperor, which is disgusting. But here we go. We get to hand loop our opponent for 1. It seems like their hand was not even that good to begin with. They're going to go for Gift Exchange here. And then, you know, Eaglin time. We're just going to negate Eaglin. Feels bad, man. Good luck with that, man. We got a Monster Reborn. That's wild, dude. I don't know what you're trying to do with that, but yeah, it's looking pretty Jover. I don't know. Ghoti Cosmos. What the hell is this card? What is this deck? Why are you running Ghoti Cosmos? Excuse me? Is this Ghoti Floanderies? What the hell was this guy trying? What were we trying here? Okay, anyway, summoning out the Abyss, go for Gishki Shadow effect, discard, grab the Aqua Mirror, special summon out the Neramanas. We have 6,000 damage on board so far. Bring back the Anemone. Now we are officially BMing after this. So, yeah, okay, we're just officially BMing after this. Make a Me Starboy, trigger the Anemone, bring back the Me Starboy. Massive numbers on the board and just cleaning it up finally. I'm not gonna lie, this one is pretty cool, man. This is a cool list. Shout out Kenny Pickering. Good replay as well. Thank you, man. Oh, yeah. Also, I mean, I'll add this to the description as well. This is Kenny's Paleozoic list. I think this list is probably better, definitely more optimal, you know, not running a bunch of Graydle stuff. So if you want a more standard Paleozoic list for the event, I would definitely go for a list like this. So it'll be in the description if you want it. Again, Kenny is a really good duelist, so I would trust his list very much so if you want to play Paleozoic. And he did make me scoop in like one turn when I was playing against this earlier today. So good list. Now, with all that being said, you know, Mazinger loves to double dip, and, you know, he's leaving us with another awesome replay, most likely. This here is Majespectoids, and yes, it is straight up a mix of Speedroid with Majespecter. I have no idea how the hell this could work, but I'm just going to let the replay do its magic. I mean, at this point, hopefully I can keep up with the replay. Hopefully I can remember my Speedroid effects. But yeah, it's always good to end it on a Maz replay because he always pulls up with the best replays. Let's go check it out. All right, so Majespectoids, huh? We got a QB in hand, a Parallel Exceed, and a Speedroid Terror Top going second against, what, Yubel? No shot, dude. Okay, so opening of the Spirit Gate, summon out another Dark Beckoning Beast, shuffle back 2 to summon our Phantom of Yubel. Just summon 2 Phantom of Yubels on a hard once per turn. That was terribly played, but okay, we're going to go for evenly matched, and now we're going to go for Speedroid Terror Top. Speedroid Terror Top is going to get Veilered, and we're actually going to go for Called by the Grave here. Pretty good Called by, in my opinion. Even though some would keep it for Phantom, we do want to be able to extend here. We grab a Raigeki, which is pretty hilarious. Raigeki, pop the Phantom, summon out the Marble Machine, go into a Rubber Band Shoot, then we can special out the Parallel Exceed. Parallel Exceed, go into a Majespecter Draco Ryu, then we can special out the Takatomborg, tribute it, which triggers the Ryu. Okay, that's really cool. Summon out the Crow with Ryu, summon out the Majespecter Raccoon with the Majespecter Wind, Raccoon search the Porcupine, summon out the Toad to set a trap with the effect of the Draco. Then we get to go for Rubber Band, summon out the dice to make a just a straight up Stardust Dragon. Altart, by the way. Shout out to you, Moz. That's pretty cool. Here we go. Summon the Red-Eyed Dice again. We can go into a Cork Shooter. Cork Shooter, bring back 2 monsters from the grave. Gonna go for Red-Eyed Dice on the Hagoita to summon High Speedroid Puzzle. Then we can summon out the Hagoita to go into a Blazer. You're hard summoning Blazer in this? You are a hard summoning Blazer. Are you kidding me? Okay, okay. And we have our Counter Trap as well. We can tribute with Majespecter Wind to, I suppose, summon out the Kirin here. Yeah, so Kirin, and we negated the Maxi with our Blazer. You just hard summon Blazer. And you have the Altart Stardust. That's a 5 out of 5 replay right there, if I've ever seen one. But yeah, guys, I guess that's going to do it for today's episode. Sorry if it's kind of a mess. A lot of the lists that I got didn't have replays, and I didn't realize it when I like made my little collection of lists. So as I was recording the video, I like went to look for other lists that did have replays, and it ended up being kind of a jumbled mess. And I got to get this video out like by the time that the event starts, because that's what we always do with What Should You Play. So yeah, I'm very sorry if the video is a little more messy than usual. I promise it won't happen for the next time. I'll be more careful to make sure that there's replays for the lists that I'm showing. But with that being said, I do appreciate you if you stuck around. Hopefully it was still a pretty good time, and hopefully you found the list that maybe you wanted to try. Now, we obviously could not have covered every single possible list. I mean, like, there's Yosenju, there's Lyrilusk going second. You know, that's going to be some good options. And there's probably a bunch that we missed as well. So let me know in the comments if there's a different list you guys are going to be playing. I'd love to know what you guys are going to be playing for the event. As for me, I'm probably going to be trying to make penguins work. You can definitely check that out on stream. We're definitely going to be streaming the event, of course, and trying our best to get all the gems with penguins. So yeah, have fun with the event, guys. All right. Peace.